Once again, we're in our modifying objects.dwg file. And you can see that I've done a zoom extent and brought everything into focus by zooming to the extent of the visible drawn objects. What we'll also do is unpin our draw panel now. That can go back into the ribbon. And we're going to take a look now at editing polylines and splines. Just before we do that, in the Home tab on the ribbon, go into the Layers panel, click on the Layers drop-down, and make sure that you select Furniture as your current drafting layer, because we're going to create some little furniture edits now in the drawing itself. First thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a spline. Zoom in on this central area, and we're going to take a spline off of this corner here, okay? Just to divide the entrance area from the staircase just above. So we go to the Draw panel, click on the flyout, and quickly select here a spline fit, that one there. And we just hover, make sure you get the corner. There we go, that endpoint snap there. Click, roll back on the wheel a bit so you're zooming out, and you're just going to pick some points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Enter to finish, like so. Now that spline could be like a sort of wavy dividing wall, perhaps, that divides the entrance area here from the staircase here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at editing polylines and splines. So we've just created a spline. Let's zoom in on it again and select it. Now, I selected a spline there with fit points. So each of those grips is where I clicked to place that particular spline. So if I click on a grip and drag upwards, can you see I'm resizing the spline by moving up and down? It's always a good idea to utilize your polar tracking to do this, as you can see, and click like so. So my spline has moved. If I click and bring it down again, I can bring it down to nearly the original position like so. Now you'll notice there's a little triangle there as well. If I click there, I can change the spline to a spline with CVs, control vertices. And what this gives me now is a very different editing tool to allow me to edit the spline in a different way. So you'll notice now above each of the grips now, the grips have disappeared. I have what is called a control vertex. I can click on this, and as you can see, it's a bit weird and wonderful when you move it around, but as you can see, I can drag that vertically upwards and work that way with my spline instead. If I click here on the triangle, I can take it back to the fit points like so, and just hit escape to deselect. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the mathematics there of how a spline works. It's all based on curves and what they call non-uniform rational B-splines, or NURBS for short. And it's all to do with the mathematics of an irregular curve. The lovely thing is, AutoCAD does all that mathematics in the background for you and allows you to create nice irregular curves like that one. You'll find that splines often get used for contour lines on maps, representing lines of the same elevation on a map in plan. You'll notice that if you do a lot of outdoor work and you're looking at contour lines on a plan, you see those lines that go all the way around mountains and things. Well, those contour lines are often drawn on a map using a spline such as this one. Let's just pan across slightly now and we'll look at editing a polyline. We've got our octagonal table there, you can see. Now, the best way to show you how to edit a polyline is actually to explode a polyline back to its original line segments. So I'm going to select the outer octagon there, like so. You can see all the grips. There we go. I can edit using the grips, no problem at all. But I'm going to explode that using explode in the modify panel. Now it's all just line segments, you'll notice. Can you see that? All different lines. So how do I use polyline edit? Well, editing polylines is very, very easy to do. You just type PE, which will bring up PEDIT. Can you see that? And that is polyline edit. So if I want to edit a polyline or create a polyline from a group of lines, I select that command. Now, it will prompt me now to select a polyline. Now, if I want to edit a polyline, I would use PEDIT and select the polyline. So I could edit this polyline here and work with it like so. But I'm going to hit escape and type PE again and press enter. And I'm going to select this line here. When I do that, it says, hang on a minute, that's a line, not a polyline. Do you want to turn it into a polyline? Well, in this instance, I'm going to say yes. So I'll leave the Y there and press enter. Now I get the option to edit the rest of my polyline. I'm going to use the join tool, and I'm going to select all of my lines that I want to be a polyline. I'm joining line segments to my polyline. Now remember, I selected this segment here and made it into a polyline. I'm now joining a group of lines to this one polyline segment. When I press enter to confirm, it takes me back to polyline edit. I just press enter again to finish. Now it's a polyline again because I made this segment a polyline and joined all the other line segments to it. So that's how you can edit a polyline as well. So you can edit your splines, you can edit your polylines quickly and easily when you're modifying objects in AutoCAD.